Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button and check the description box for today's episode topics. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Got the merch on, looking good. Wore this shit to work today. Got lots of compliments. They were like, yo, where's that from? I'm like, check the site, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nice.
But yeah, dude, life is good, man. Can't complain. I think I told you, obviously, right after Columbia, I had like guests in my house for essentially 3 weeks straight, which was obviously a blessing. Super grateful for that. But at some point, you also just want like your alone time. So I've been able to enjoy that since Sunday, bro. I even texted Corey, bro. I was like literally doing nothing, and it was amazing. I was on the couch watching the Knicks lose, and I didn't care, with a white Russian in my hand, high as fuck. And I was like, bro, this is living right now. Like this is life. So yeah, dude, I'm in a really good headspace. How about you, man?
Nice. I'd probably say the opposite, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Dude, I was gonna ask you, bro. I haven't seen you. I sent you like a million things on the gram, like to talk about it. I was like, oh, fuck.
I was like, this is not one of those weeks or a couple of days where I like want to be on Instagram and just be flooded with bullshit that I don't care about. Even though I do care about it for the podcast, obviously.
But just your day to day, I got you.
Yeah. And it's like for every 10 posts, there's only like one meaningful headline.
Dude, it's probably like 30-to-1 ratio. To be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like either? I don't know if it happened to you yet. I don't know if you upgraded your the app, but they started adding pages you don't follow to your timeline. So even as you're cleansing your page, they're like, no, motherfucker, here's more. I'm like, bro, like that's what the Explorer page is for. Why are you giving me this shit? I was like, bro.
Yeah, they've been sneaking the like based on people you follow or like your friends follow type of thing. Yeah, that shit pisses me off too. But obviously they're trying to suck our attention, which we'll get into as we talk about the other topics. But yeah, my weekend started off, as you know, horrible because of the whole concert thing where I was like, I must have been dehydrated.
Yeah.
And then after I got home, after that ordeal, it was also scary because I was alone. Like my girlfriend had fiance had to go back and find her phone at her the party we were at, which was relatively tame. And then I just like thought, I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna walk out of this fucking concert. Like it got to that point where I was staring at my phone, like trying to text her and like let her know I was calling an Uber, but like that took like all the effort in the world. It was terrifying. But unfortunately made it back safe. Then as I was going to bed,
how are you in the Uber though?
I somehow called one. I think I was like lying down on a rail. Fortunately, I wasn't in a crowd or anything. I was just lying on a rail, like, you know, bobbing my head to the beat. Someone asked me if I needed help, and I was like, no, I'm good. I think I just didn't want to cause a scene or anything.
Sure.
10 minutes after that, I think I just like built up enough momentum to just call an Uber and then like know when it was there and get in and make it home. So as soon as I got home, everything was fine.
You were back to normal when you got home. Like you weren't high or drunk or anything.
But then my girl wasn't picking up her damn phone, and I was like knocking on the door. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna end up having to sleep on in the lobby or some shit. Like I was panicking. Like all that added to it. So yeah, that was a shitty situation. And then as soon as I get inside my room, I hear the news about the Travis stuff and people suffocating and just all that madness. Just like, I don't know, it just fucked me up somehow. Even though I quote unquote shouldn't care about like someone else's experience that I wasn't at, like, you know, someone else's festival or whatever. I think just everything in my experience at the concert, the IDK concert the night before, like just put me in a weird space.
Gotcha.
In a weird way. Yeah.
Gotcha. So then how did that, so you just kind of wanted to be like a silo for a little bit and just not have more like outside noise creeping into your like realm, or what was the
I think
process?
So. As I was just scouring through the internet, like I just saw a lot of speculation and fighting in the comments and like bullshit theories. And I think that weekend I was like hoping to like work on more music and stuff, but like I just wasn't feeling motivated.
Like inspired at all, right?
Inspired, especially because Travis is like musically a big inspiration. Maybe not necessarily like the lyrics or the content, but like just the vibe.
The idea of
he
him.
gets. Yeah. And people portraying it as like some demonic, evil sort of type of music to listen to. And then I did some of my own self-reflection, like, does that influence my music in any way, or like the way I live or whatever? So I don't know. I just wanted to shut out the noise and kind of give myself space to think and just recover from the weekend, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking super fair, bro. Like, if your headspace isn't right, then everything else kind of fucked, right? And you obviously have responsibilities, a fiance, a family. Like that's some serious shit. So that all makes sense. How are you feeling now? Like almost 72 hours, 96 hours removed?
I feel better now, but I think there's like a whole ton of other added stresses, like finalizing the details of the wedding. Going out of town next week with my fiance and her family for Thanksgiving. So even though traveling's fun, like preparing for that is stressful, and like having to take a little bit of time off work, wrapping up stuff before the year's over. I think just all that stuff is just in the back of my mind, so it makes it a little more stressful.
Like it's not going away, so it's like you can't even run away from your problems if you wanted to. Like they're still
right. Yeah,
I got you. You guys go to Hawaii again, or where are you going?
No, so her family or her dad wanted to go to Iceland.
You're going to Europe, right?
So it was originally going to be just like their family trip, but they had asked if I wanted to go, and in my mind I was like, I don't know, like sometimes I do appreciate Thanksgiving and Christmas being like super low-key things, just at like my mom's house or my aunt's house or whatever. But then with the office reopening and me not
when are you gonna do
having a reason to go to like Iceland like ever, I was just like, fuck it, I'll go. So I was like, let's do it.
That's awesome, bro. I think that'll be good for you, man. Like honestly, like, and I only know stuff from, I actually have a buddy from Charlotte who's been a couple times. I think it's crazy, bro. He fucking like didn't have the ticket on a Monday, bought a ticket on a Tuesday, and was like sending me a picture in the Blue Lagoon on a Wednesday. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, he found like, he was always the guy like to find really good deals like back in the day. But dude, I can only imagine going to completely different culture, right? Like I don't even know what the fuck Icelandic culture is, right? Like, I have no idea. So I think that would be distracting, and just like, you're gonna naturally disconnect by being there because of the time difference. Like, just knowing that's around the corner should be able to give you some peace. For like, do we need to do these next week or so, and then in a week you're gonna be able to properly disconnect, which is dope.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Did you? Are you gonna work from there though? Or are you taking complete the time off?
So I'm working from there because I don't get that many vacation days, which is annoying. I'm so spoiled and used to like unlimited vacation days at the ad agency.
Is that only because you just started this year though, or is it just how it rolls?
No, it's shitty. Like you get like 2 days extra every like 5 years or some bullshit.
Oh damn.
But the good thing is, even if I work for like 5 minutes on a given day, I don't have to log it as vacation time.
Nice.
So I will be working. We fly out next Wednesday, which is it turns out to be like a mental break day or whatever. So I don't have to take that off.
Just had that,
Nice. And then the Thursday, I am gonna work fully, and then the Friday take a half day. So I'll have a little bit of a break. But then I have all of Thanksgiving week off.
Oh, that's fire. So are you out there for like almost like 10 days?
So we're starting in London. Well, me and my fiance, because her parents only wanted to do Iceland, but it's pretty expensive to go straight there. So
straight there,
fuck it. Let's just go to London for a few days, and then Iceland after. So it's like half, like 4 days each or something.
That's fire though, bro. Yeah, man. Good for you, man. I mean, you definitely have to do that whole Blue Lagoon shit, because I heard that's like spiritual and dope. But damn, it's supposed to be fucking like, this is a cold ass time of the year to go to anything Europe, bro.
Yeah, this shit's like 20 degrees or something.
Crazy. Yeah, dude. Like, but yeah, dude, it's gonna be a great experience. Again, obviously praying for you, dog, and anything you need, you got me. And obviously that's to be negative, or but we talk about everything on and off the air. It doesn't matter. But I know the year anniversary is coming up too of Eraso. So are you going to be over there for that, or are you going to be back in the States?
I will be back in the States for that, and then I'm going to actually be in LA. I think pretty much the anniversary.
Okay.
For Rolling Loud. So it actually kind of worked out that way, because Rolling Loud's December 10th. and then I think me and my fiance are driving down December 8th. So
he passed in December.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, dude, my bad. For some reason, I thought it was like end of November for some reason. But I mean, it's not like so far away.
Yeah,
like,
it's not far.
After. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but at least you have that. You can properly disconnect to mentally prepare for obviously what's going to be a tough time for the family, bro. So, all right, brother. I mean, it makes sense now. So, I'm glad you're doing better. And dude,
thank you.
Keep the noise away for as long as you can, and I'll keep you updated on the crazy shit that needs to get in your psyche. So we're good. But dude, it's wild. Like, there's so much. I'm glad we're doing the pod on a Tuesday, because there's so much fucking shit that happened, bro. Like, dude, like I legit, we started doing the rundown, I think on like Thursday when the Drink Champs interview dropped, and I'm like, bro, we're only talking about this. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. And then I'm like, all right, we gotta talk about the IDK experience for Blair, because that's fucking wild. And then this whole Travis thing, happens, and it's like, holy shit. I feel like that's the one the world ended and like stopped, like what the fuck. So honestly, dude, you tell me what do you want to start the pod off with?
I guess we could start off with the IDK thing, since I had already alluded to it, but to get that.
Yeah. So obviously, all the people know the backstory. So Blair, obviously, we're both big concert goers. IDK is an artist Blair put me on, but obviously not that big of a mainstream artist, but had a recent show in the Bay. So Blair went and checked him out on Friday, but didn't get a chance to actually see him perform, right? Is that pretty accurate?
So I did see him perform, but I only saw part of it because I left before it even ended.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the San Francisco show. Prior to that, I was at a birthday party celebration, which started at like 7-ish. Stayed there till like 9. I honestly must have had like maybe 3 shots tops, which at least for me, that's like nothing. That's
my dude. When you were telling me how you were feeling, I was like, bro, but like, unless your tolerance just dropped the other extreme from Colombia, I'm like, bro, there's no way it was that. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. Because I'm like, fam, like, we're not getting into crazy details, but like, bro, we would literally wake up at 11 a.m. and just drink till 5 a.m. So I'm like, bro, there's no way it was just the shots, bro. It had to be either empty stomach or maybe alcohol. I don't know if alcohol was bad. I don't know, bro, but like, it just didn't make any sense to me.
And it didn't make sense to me either. So I think that struck so much fear in me, because I'm like, it wasn't like, I was at some festival and popped 50 mollies or something. I had 3 drinks. And then I didn't eat a whole lot that day, but at the party, I had a couple slices of pizza.
That's pretty hard. Pretty heavy.
I even like took a little nap before, because I was like, I hate being tired at concerts or anywhere really.
Right.
So I took a nap before, and I did have a good buzz going, but it wasn't anything like sloppy. And I get to the venue, hasn't even started yet. I can literally be at the front of the stage.
You sent me a picture. You were right there. Yeah.
I can swing around and do cartwheels and not touch a single person. So I'm like bored by myself, waiting for my girl to come back. So I get another drink at the bar. So this is drink 4 basically, again, which for me at least is not a lot. It takes a lot for me to like pass out or act crazy, which is very, very rare. And I went to the front.
Dog. Rare. Like, that's the thing. Like, yo, like I was trying to tell like my girl, I'm like, yo, like I'm telling you, this motherfucker is short, but the tolerance is wild. So I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yep. So I go to the front. I see this like younger, not couple, but 2 young adults. These 2 girls who were staying up front. And for anyone listening, they weren't like attractive girls. Let's say they're tomboys. I don't want to get canceled. I don't know where this is going, but in any case, they seemed chill. So I was talking to them, and we were just shooting the shit. They're like, "Oh, you're so cool. Like, do you know IDK?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Like, I'm a big fan."
That's why we're here.
Blah, blah. Yeah. But anyways, I talked to them for like 5 minutes. The opener comes out, and I don't know. I think at that point things started to feel a little blurry, and I just like walk over to the railing area because I'm not feeling well, but not like I'm gonna throw up or anything. Like I'm like having difficulty standing almost, it feels like, and like lightheaded. And I'm just sitting on the rail, like kind of waiting for my girl to come back. And then she's talking about how she got in the wrong Uber and shit. I can't even process what she's trying to tell me, let alone like respond. I think she even tried to FaceTime me a couple times. I'm like, yo, I cannot hear you. Like, text me. And I'm just there, finished the whole opening session of the artist. To this point, I still don't know what his name was, but it was a pretty good performance. And then IDK comes on, and I think I only recall like a couple songs. Fortunately, I did hear Dinner Date, which is the one with Trippie Redd.
Yeah.
But after that, I was just like, I'm literally not having fun. I started like kind of panicking. I think I freaked myself out as well.
Sure.
Just because I had like no one with me, and I was like, fuck, like, did someone drug me? Or did I just like drink too much? Like, what is going on? Fortunately, made it back safe, but like that should freak me the fuck out. And then to know that the shit with Travis happened after as well just amplified it all. But thankfully I'm here. I think lesson learned, like moving forward, any concert or festival.
Well, what is the lesson?
The lesson for me is just drink a lot of water, because I have a habit of not drinking as much water as I should. Typically I'll do that like when I'm actually thirsty, but
and I think in Colombia we did a good job of drinking water, because we're like, we know we all have to drink water. I think because like mentally, if you're going to be doing this for like 10, 12 hours, it's different. Whereas like, yeah, I'm going out for a couple of drinks. Like, what's the big deal?
Right. And I was like, I'm going to this concert. It's not going to be full.
It's going to be light. It's going to be light.
Right? It's going to be like an hour long. Like, why do I need to like treat this like some serious thing? But clearly, like my body was like, yo, you didn't have a cup of water today, and you're going to feel this.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I guess that's a lesson learned, bro. I mean, also like, I know the lesson learned also maybe going with someone else. Like, because again, I've had I say that, and I've gone to at least 3 concerts in recent memory where I went alone and made friends with people who I still fuck around, talk to today. So there's also a nice thing to going to an event where other like-minded people, right? Like, if you're gonna go see IDK, guess what? There are also IDK events, and you have at least one thing in common, right? So, but I don't know, bro. It's also like, I think you may have also freaked yourself out because you knew you were by yourself.
Yeah, and remember at Rolling Loud, when we went like the second time, we didn't do anything except drink, and I fell over when we were sitting down, and it was a very similar feeling. And I know I was dehydrated that same time too.
That's also fair.
I'm just amped up, and I'm like, I forget that I'm dehydrated because I just want to have fun and walk to this stage and that stage, not realizing I'm tired and exhausted. So I think that's my lesson.
I remember that. I wasn't sure to bring up on the pod, so I'm glad you did. Yeah, I remember that was scary. That was scary because I was. So there was like it was almost like high school benches they had set up like around the food area. And I remember being on one bench and you on the bench like directly across from me. And then I just see you like completely like lean over. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like that could have been bad for, dude, you were right next to like a cement floor. And I'm just like, bro, this could have been awful. So yeah, I mean, thank God everything happens for a reason, bro. But yeah, I think lesson learned, the water thing is a very underrated thing. And I know we're both, 30 in our 30s and like, do you know to drink water? But again, I think it's a mental thing when like, I'm going to the fucking taco place down the street. I'll have a couple margaritas, come home. What's the big deal? As opposed to, all right, bro, I know I'm about to drink for 10 hours straight. I know I need to take breaks. I think mentally, when you know it's going to be a short ordeal, or it should be, you're not really thinking about like, yo, let me be the safest person in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, bro, but again, I'm glad you're safe, but that sounds, again, I was terrified for you. But I'm glad, when we spoke in the morning, I know you were at least safe. Again, the mental stuff will come with time, but at least you know what to do now. So, thank God for that. But yeah, I guess the best, next topic only makes sense to bring up the whole Travis thing. So, Saturday kicked off, this past Saturday kicked off Astro Fest. Is it Astroworld Fest or whatever?
Astroworld Festival, I believe.
Yeah, whatever it is. Travis Scott's festival, I think he's been putting on for the past like 4 years. They obviously didn't have one last year. he was performing. He closed the show on day one. Him and Drake performed, and dude, 8 people died thus far. Hundreds in the hospital. Yeah, dude, start there. Your fucking thoughts on that, bro? Especially for someone who was just like, in a concert experience, a few hours before. Like, what were your thoughts, then and now?
Yeah, I think it's obviously super unfortunate. I don't think this is something we typically expect at these sorts of things, especially because it's a young crowd. And yeah, people know that people rage, quote unquote, drink, do other stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no one is expecting anyone to lose their life, let alone this many people, and get injured on top of that. So I think what's crazy about this situation is just how big of a public figure Travis Scott is.
But we were saying in the last episode, like, we almost give him a pass without like that much music, because he's such a celebrity, bro. Like, he is a world-renowned artist, person, not even art, like celebrity. Like, everyone fucking knows Travis Scott.
And I think what was also just as shocking is seeing kind of the narrative shift, and people just really come for his neck, understandably. I mean, he is like the face of this festival, but obviously it's gotten to a point where the finger pointing, I think, has gotten out of hand. But for me personally, I think the worst part about all of this is the people using this incident as clickbait, more specifically the nod towards demonic rituals, and these people were sacrificed, and you can see the eye here and this symbolism, and I'm like, for the families watching this shit, like, how would you feel if your son or daughter died and someone's basically saying the artist sacrificed them to Satan? Like, none of these people are thinking at all. And I think we've gotten to a point where people are subscribing to this fake woke culture. Some are doing it for clicks, but other people, I think, genuinely believe this shit and think they're doing like the work of Christ or something, but it's not helping anybody, and it's not based on any proven documentation or anything. Like, you can't take Lucifer to court, so I don't even know why the fuck we're entertaining this bullshit in the first place.
I didn't see any of that, so like, I'm glad you brought it up, because I didn't see any of that. Again, I wasn't really looking for it. I was trying to also, like, you kind of like because it happened. It actually happened Friday night. Right, Friday night, and then Saturday morning, it was just so overwhelming that all you saw, anything on Instagram, I was like, bro, let me put my fucking phone down and just enjoy my last day with Billy in the back. But yeah, bro, for me, like, man, like, I know you said like it's we're not used to seeing this, but I kind of want to push back. I think we kind of are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is the weird part about all of this.
Well, the death part specifically.
The death part, for sure.
Yeah.
The death part being this public as well, right? Because there could have been other shows. I know, I was watching Flagrant 2, and they also did a segment on this. I think Travis had a couple other... Yeah, he has a couple other cases that he settled out of court. I think Lollapalooza and setting a riot and that kind of stuff. But bro, my biggest thing, and even like when this thing first happened, right? Like, when you see the people, rushing the gate trying to get in, when they say they oversold it by a few thousand tickets, I'm like, bro, like, this is what a Travis Scott festival concert is, bro. Like, it just is. I remember you and I and your friend, who I can't remember her name now, that you work with, went to Rolling Loud 2017. And like, we specifically, for the Travis Scott show, stood as far back as we could from that stage, because we're like, fam, like, you're not trying to be in that shit right now. Like, that's gonna get crazy, right? Because he specifically says, I want to see bodies flying. Bro, what do you think's gonna happen, right? You think people's gonna like fucking like land their feet and keep going with? No, bro. Like, people are gonna get hurt. And bro, my biggest thing, where again, this is not finger pointing, but like, it's the outrage is wild, and I get why people fucking died. Like, we need to address that, and I'm not trying to be dismissive, but bro, in the Netflix documentary that came out in 2018 or 2018, right? 2019, sorry. Hey Mom, or Look Mom, I Can Fly. Bro, that documentary is like an hour and a half. Dude, 65 minutes of that is just people fucking flying off the stage, flying from different balconies onto the floor, ambulance coming through, taking bodies with them, and him stopping the show and then continuing. So yeah, dude, he's bigger, so these casualties are going to become bigger. Like, it's just weird how, like, everyone's in shock. Like, how did this happen? I'm like, fam, if you're in shock, it's because you have no idea who Travis Scott really is and what his shows are. Because this is what it is, bro. Like, this is what it is. And this is only, like, dude, like, I hate to say this, but this is only a matter of fucking time. Like, a matter of fucking time. Because that, dude, I've been to Astroworld VIP on the floor, and dude, the moment I see a mosh forming, call me a pussy, I take fucking 10 steps back. I'm like, bro, I'm only here because the energy's better. I'm not about to be in that shit. So, bro, like, this shit was gonna happen, bro. And it just sucks that it was a public thing. And this was probably the biggest Astro fest there ever was, because in 2 years, you know, we couldn't do it. And, you know, he's bigger than he's ever been. But fam, this was like the perfect storm for a fucking tragedy. And it sounds fucking awful to say that. But man, and dude, rest in peace to all those who were injured and affected by this. But man, this was gonna happen, bro. Like, it's just a fact. This was gonna happen.
Yeah. And it's all fun and games when it's entertainment. But as soon as someone dies, then everyone wants to act surprised and you know, remorseful and everything. I mean, we see it all the time with these rappers who like actually promote murder and shit. And then as soon as they catch a murder case, then all of a sudden it's, oh, this dude's an idiot. He's living his lyrics, or you know, like, I can't believe someone actually died because of this. And you know, they want to turn their head the other way or whatever. So I definitely agree. I'm not entirely surprised that this took place, but I didn't think it would necessarily happen to this degree,
this level, right? Also, like, it's wild, bro. And I guess that's the next point for both of us is, like, who's to blame? Because again, there needs to be someone's gonna take the fall for this, or multiple people will, bro. Because again, at the end of the day, 8 people died, hundreds were injured, a lot of them are fucking children, like, you know, from the ages of fucking 9 to 26. So, dude, this is not some like 75-year-old. This is not some 40-year-old who should know better. These are fucking children, right? So, someone's gonna take the fall for this. And bro, I really think it's everyone, dude. Like, from the promoters to the security to the police, like, to Travis and his squad for, like, you know, I'm not saying inciting a riot, but apparently he was tweeting earlier, like, yo, just crash the gate if you can't get in. We'll get the more wild ones in. Don't worry. It's just like, again, dude, that's fine when, again, the whole persona about his shows are that it's fucking lit. Like, dude, that's his fucking favorite catchphrase. It's lit like that. I get it. But again, I just don't think anyone ever really is thinking about what the consequences could be. And when you're that big of an artist, I feel like you got to start doing things and you got to start moving different, right? Like, we say the same shit about rappers who are, like you just said, bro, in gangs and whatever. Like, all right, bro, that's cool, man. But now you're worth millions of dollars. So I can't have you in the hood thinking it's all good. We got to fucking move different. And I think for Travis, again, I'm not saying he should not get canceled. I'm firm on that. But I think the blame he takes is that I think you got to move a little bit different, bro. Like, you got to understand, like, yo, you can't be having 10 and 13-year-olds just fucking dying at your show because you're kind of in a indirect, pretty direct way, making sure everyone is raging. And, like, I don't know, bro, there's a way to do that shit in a very, and we'll get to, like, our experience in the past. Like, there's a better way to do shit like that.
100%. And not to keep tying back to the whole demonic thing, but I think what is really at play here and why this took place is ultimately because of money and, like, corporate interests. And I think that's why the show didn't stop until, like, it got to this point, because I'm sure the security and management and everyone knew the severity of the situation when people were breaking into this shit, like, in the morning, I think hours before the show even started. So they clearly could have said, you know what, we're like now over capacity by like 20.
Shut the shit down.
Shut the shit down, or like do something to better spread out the people or something. I don't know or like somehow recruit extra staff, but it could have been stopped before Travis even set foot on the stage. And I think for that reason, everyone does play a part in this. I don't think it's fair to put this entirely on Travis. Like, yes, maybe he can see the ambulance stuck in this area.
Yeah, dog, but I remember literally like giving a speech in class in an auditorium. Bro, at some point you don't really see past the first couple rows. And then imagine him on a platform with 60,000 people. You're telling me you see everything? Like, yo, I think people are reaching, bro. Like,
but what do you say to the people? Because now the trend is they're showing 20 other artists who, not allegedly, but like stopped someone getting touched in the front row or someone fighting in the back row. Like, there's now an influx of videos of people doing that.
Yeah, dude. But I think they're also super conscious after the fact. So it's better to have fucking, you know, everyone has better vision, you know, after the fact. And also their fucking shows aren't that big. So I'm sorry if it's like, you know, if Tiana Taylor's performing for 300 people compared to Travis Scott doing 60,000, I think it's a little bit harder to fucking see 60,000 people who, again, in that atmosphere, you're on top of each other, bro. Like, apparently there was like a thing that I think I'm flagrant to as well. Like, apparently people would jump in the air and stay in the air because everyone was so like tight on top of each other. Yeah. So dude, that's not happening at a fucking IDK show. You know what I mean? That's not happening, bro. You have plenty of room to fucking whatever. Like, yeah, people are next to you, but like there's still like a gap. So yeah, I think that's a very convenient thing to, again, smart thing for other artists to do. I get it. Like, you're not trying to get fucking canceled because you're not Travis Scott. You don't have that fucking bandwidth to recover from this. So, but yeah, I think it's just a convenient thing they're doing now.
Yeah. And he did stop the show several times. I know there's one clip going around of him allegedly staring at a dead body get carried off while he's just singing into the mic. But that footage came after he already told people to back up and let this person have space, let security get him. He waited another few seconds for them to carry him out. And again, these faints, or I don't know what you want to call them, these instances of people passing out
happens all the time.
Common at his shows.
Anyone's show, bro.
Yeah,
like anyone's show. Dude, all I remember as a kid is seeing kids passing out from Michael Jackson. You know, people are insane of seeing him. So he's meant to always stop. I think my thing is like, dude, like, if you go back at his history, and again, go back to the documentary, like, yes, he does stop when it seems like it's hectic, right? Like, it's like, yo, get the ambulance in, everyone back the fuck up. But I think at some point, he assumes, which, I mean, again, maybe fucked up, maybe not, that people are just going to pass out, bro. Like, as long as I see them getting carried away, I got to keep putting the show on for the other 54,000 people who are here. Like, it's just like, I'm not even mad at him for that because, again, dude, if you stop for every instant, then, dude, you might as well just fucking not have a show. So, and then I don't think that's his call to make, bro. I feel like if management or promoters saw that this shit was getting out of hand, bro, you cut his fucking mic and say, yo, guys, we're shutting it down for the day. We'll try again tomorrow. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's on him to know everything and then also hit his marks and also make sure his mic's working. And
especially because there's no fucking, as far as I'm aware, there's no clause or contract that says the artist has to be completely sober and be aware of the dangers around him. Obviously, like, you can't incite a riot, which he didn't do, but there's nothing that says in the contract the artist is fully responsible for every single individual there. And clearly whoever's running the show has to be sober, because I've gone to like the Rolling Louds where people are running around and making sure, you know, people are in this section, have a badge or whatever, and they can easily pull the switch. Even if Travis says, fuck that, I'm going to perform, they can just pull the plug and be like, yo, you have no music now.
No, it's a wrap. We got 2 more days of this shit. Yeah, dude. That's again, the blame is to go around. Does Travis be blamed? 100%. Should he be canceled for this shit? Nah, no. Like, I don't even think. This is what I wanted to ask you, because I didn't even think about this until I was just doing more research. But like, Do you think this eventually, right? Because dude, like even like we'll get into Heat of the Week later, bro. Like I know you mentioned that Mafia music is gonna be your. What was it, Mafia? The name of the song, right?
Yeah, this is still gonna be my Heat of the Week.
Yeah, Heat of the Month, right? But dude, so as an avid fucking Travis Scott fan, I only heard that song after this incident, and even in my head, I was like, man, I'm not trying to hear this shit right now. You know, I'm a fucking I heard stargazing on some shit that should change my life. So yeah, I'm Travis Scott forever. So I'm always pro Travis Scott. But even me was like, bro, like, you know what? I'm not in the right headspace to listen to your shit right now. I don't not like it. It is whatever to me, right? But my thing is, eventually when this shit dies down, does this build up the hype for the next Travis Scott show? Like, it's like, bro, that nigga show is so lit, people die. You know what I mean? Like, is that the extreme? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, does it become like a fucking NFT? It's like, bro, I don't know what this is, but I gotta go. Like, I gotta, like,
I'm glad you brought that shit up because I was actually thinking about that earlier and I was gonna ask you the same question. And I'll let you know right now, I'm fucking going to Rolling Loud, which is in like a month. So I would definitely go to a Travis Scott
wonder
concert.
Because he's on the lineup, right?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
But his ass would have been doxxed or nixed from that shit if that 100%. Was the case.
I mean, I don't think they would have pulled him. I think he would have pulled himself.
Oh yeah, there's no way he would even I couldn't imagine being in the mindset to perform after.
I don't see him performing. I mean, it's already November, but yeah, I don't think we hear of him or a show for the rest of the year.
Oh hell no.
Like, it's probably going to be like, dude, it might be a good year before we hear from him. Like his album, like whatever hope we had of that album dropping, that's just, he's going away for a minute, bro. Which again, I'm not saying is the bad thing to do. It's probably smart, but just, I think back to the thing. Like, do you think this builds the hype when he finally comes back?
I think so, because I would go to a show. I think the only people who are going to be fucked over the parents of the 14-year-old who's begging to go to his show. They're not going to be allowed to go, and those parents aren't going to let him go. But someone like you and I, who are grown adults, who won't be in the mosh pit, blah blah blah, I don't see, if and you're genuinely a fan of his music, I don't see you
stop being a fan.
Go. It's not like people were shooting in the crowd. Like the rules are simple: behave.
Dude, it's not like he was shooting you. Like, people are making it feel like he had a gun and was fucking killing people. I'm like, bro, that's we're talking two different things, bro. Like, so I agree. I think I'm gonna go to a Travis Scott show. I mean, we've been to two together. I think we've seen him. We saw him twice already at Rolling Loud. Like, I saw him again at Astroworld. Like, yeah, dude. Like, those three different sets. I knew. Again, I'm not trying to be naive, but I knew exactly what to expect, bro. Like, exactly. Like, bro, I'm not gonna be in the middle of that shit. Call me a pussy, that's fine. Call me a simp, whatever the fuck you want to call me. But dude, at least you can call me, bro. Like fuck that. Like, I wasn't gonna fucking risk my situation there. But yeah, I think he would just have to go about it a little bit different. Just knowing that, you know what I mean? Like, there's consequences now because you're so big.
Yeah. And as a Christian, how do you feel about the people who are now saying everything he represents is satanic and evil, and he's basically denouncing God and encouraging this kind of behavior and sacrificing souls and things like that, and being part of the Illuminati?
Yeah, dude, like, no, I don't give any merit to that. First of all, I need to do more research. I haven't heard, me specifically, because I also tuned everything out just because I wanted to have some peace in my life. But that, just even thinking about it right now, like, I don't put merit to it, bro, because I feel like he also has a couple of songs where he's praising God, you know, like, specifically. So, like, I don't believe that. So yeah, but I just think it's to your point that if people want to make a narrative about something, and it's not the easy narrative, because I don't think a lot of people see that connection, but they know that a lot of people want to point blame at him. So if they bring it up, it's an easy, like you say, clickbait. Like, I can say this, enough people will at least think about it now. So, but yeah, I don't put any. We don't know Travis Scott from anybody, but I don't know. I just don't get that vibe. And then, dude, I mean, I've just seen him in concert, and I feel like he genuinely fucking cares about most of his fans who are there. So, like, I don't see him fucking sacrificing or, again, aware of people getting killed, and he's like, it is what it is. Like, I don't think that.
Right. And the last time I checked, I thought selling your soul was supposed to, at the very least, benefit you financially or something. But clearly his legacy and career is taking a nosedive for God knows how long.
Yeah, dude, I think Fortnite already pulled some of this stuff from the platform. I think Nike's thinking about not releasing some sneakers that were meant to drop in collaboration with Astroworld. Yeah. So yeah, bro, like he's taking he's losing a few bags right now, bro.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And how did you feel about his apology?
Yeah, dude, I personally didn't care for it. I think someone said like there was no need to add the black and white filter. You can just fucking but dude, we forget he's like 26, man. Like, yeah, you want these people to be polished and know what to say all the time. Like, I don't know, bro. I could see myself being, dude, when I was 26, I was still worried about, making a car payment on time and dealing with my life.
Technically 30, but not that.
Is he 30?
I think he just turned 30.
Okay, so my bad. So he's 30 years old, bro. When I was 30 years old, I was trying to figure out like the most basic of shit. This guy's trying to make sure that his $1 million empire doesn't crumble in front of him when he just like, dude, because remember that video he always shows like when 2013 in a parking lot with like 20 people there. And now he's probably has a million thoughts going through his head. His publicist saying, say this, manager saying, don't say that. Like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Like, if he didn't say anything, we would kill him for that. And he says something, it doesn't seem that genuine. And we're like, all right, man, I don't like, yeah. I don't know him, but like in my heart to heart, I like to think most people are good. I can't see him, being anything but remorseful. So, I believed him. Did it come across like, he wasn't crying? So what? I don't believe him now. Like, bro, it is what it is.
Yeah, some people, I saw that a lot. Like, he didn't shed one tear. I'm like, do you even know how grieving works? Like, sometimes reality doesn't even set in maybe for
bro, he could still have adrenaline running through his body and like, dude, what do you mean people died at my show? How is this even possible, right?
Yeah.
Dude, but what I felt was funny out of this whole situation was I think People Magazine tweeted, update Kylie Jenner uninjured at festival. I was like, bro, what? Like,
that shit was just completely pointless.
I was like, yeah, I'm sure because she's probably backstage or in VIP and super safe. But one thing that I do want to say, going back to pointing, I know everyone's trying to point blame. I do think this is a collective, but one or a couple people will take the majority of the hit. One probably going to be Travis Scott. But I do think the parents, it's going to be hard to blame them in like a court. But at least in the rule of like the court of public opinion, bro, I think the parents need to own this shit a little bit, dog. Because I remember with you, and then when I went to his concert by his own show, I'm like, bro, why are there like 13-year-olds here? Like, it's a fucking Sunday night. Like, why are there? And I get it, bro. I get it. Like, the majority of his fans are younger kids, right? But I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know if it's like an 18 and plus thing, and it's adults only, or there's liquor, they can make it 21 and over. But bro, like, I don't know, man. There's something about like, if I'm a parent, I'm not sending you to a fucking festival with 60,000 fucking people, bro. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. That shit just seems like odd, dog. Like either be there with them or I don't know, man. Like, just like that. I've been saying that shit for a minute now, bro. Like, I don't like these rich, parents, kids ask for anything, they get whatever they want. Oh, you want to go to a festival? You want to buy the best drip? Just here's the money, go do it. Like, I get you can afford it, and it's like 1% of your income, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter to you, but I don't know, bro. Like, this shit again. I'm like, dude, like, why are your parents letting you go to this shit? Like,
or they might even be. I feel like some of the parents might not even be necessarily sending them there. Maybe the kid's like, hey, can I get $150 for like this new sweater? But they're like, oh, I'm going to John's house tonight, and then or the movies or whatever, and they just fucking end up at Astrofest. So I get that. Still, in either case, like as a parent, you should be aware of where your kid is at all times if they're that young. But yeah, I think all around it was just a messy situation. I just don't like the fact that I think it's unfortunate because this is like rarely do you have an entire festival be tied to one person's name. And as I've seen a lot of people argue, he probably is involved in like 1% of the actual planning and logistics. Like he's focused on performing.
He's not making security lines and shit like that.
No. And I think there was for the people like claiming that this was intentional and everything, and his demonic nature was the cause. I think in Germany, and I believe this was on Flagrant 2 as well. In Germany, there was a love parade, like an EDC festival, and apparently 21 people died of asphyxiation. So if that's the case, like clearly it's possible anywhere if that's over capacity. And it's just unfortunate because it sounds like this is maybe the first or the biggest disaster that's happened on U.S. soil. But yeah, it's still a nightmare.
So what do you think then to the claims of it was someone stabbing people with like fentanyl or something that caused like the cardiac arrest and all that shit?
I mean, it sounds like there's proof the security guard at least got pricked, because I think they used Narcan or whatever on him to revive him, and apparently they saw an actual like syringe wound. As far as like this guy doing that to, you know, hundreds of people and causing the surge and stuff, I don't, at least for what I've seen on like YouTube and stuff from eyewitness accounts, I don't necessarily believe that was the biggest cause. I think it's just the most shocking piece of it.
I think the most shocking. Terrifying. Like that's the most shocking to me. Like that's wild. Like even if one person got pricked, that's insane to me. But yeah, I don't. To your point and to what we were talking about earlier, like, I don't think that was the reason. Like I think enough things were cultivating to make this a disaster, like a disaster. Like bro, like this is why. Obviously, I mean, Rolling Loud is gonna be super safe now. By the way, for you, like that's gonna be the safest.
Shit, I'm gonna have to fucking take my citizenship all over again, fucking blood tests, like it's gonna be out of control.
Wait, what do you mean? Like it's gonna not be safe or will be safe?
No, I'm saying at Rolling Loud, I'm gonna basically have to like go through all my personal information and give.
100%, yeah, exactly, yeah. They're not gonna let this shit happen ever again. Like I feel like concerts will be safer now moving forward. But that's why I didn't want to do anything crazy this year. Like why we didn't go to Miami Rolling Loud when we had the opportunity. Because it's like, bro, like people have been inside for too long, and you know, certain acts just bring out the crazy in people, bro. So yeah, bro, this was a cultivation of a lot of things that unfortunately happened on that day that, again, we're never going to forget. So all we can do is, you know, pray for the families, pray for the people that were injured and affected by this. You know, hope there's resolution, you know, soon. You know, pray for Travis and his career. But dude, if I had to put money on it, I think he's gonna long term be fine. In the short term, I can just see him just like, you know, let me just lay low for a little bit, bro. This is just like, you know, kind of like what you did for me. Let me just reassess what the fuck's going on, and let me just take a step back.
100%.
I think he might come to a conclusion like he doesn't have like maybe the right people in his team. Like I can see him look at his team like, bro, how the fuck did you guys let this happen? Mm-hmm. Like, fam, I'm putting on a show. They're all here for me, but you're meant to control everything else. So how the fuck are you telling me security people aren't even trained to do CPR? Like, how the fuck did that happen? You know what I mean? So I can just look at his team like, bro, like, I love y'all, but y'all gotta go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all fucking my money up.
Yeah, 100%. And I haven't seen many people kind of hold the organizers that accountable. I heard there was like one, what do they call it? Defibrillator machines that like helps resuscitate who's unconscious. Like I heard there was like 1 or 2 of those machines in the whole venue or something.
So look at the math, bro. 1 for 50,000. Like what the fuck?
Like at that point, you're asking people to die. And I don't think Travis, obviously, it's not like they sent him a spreadsheet of, we have 10 security guards in this section. They're probably just
right. Like, your team is meant to take care of that.
Go do butterfly effect. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But I think to your point is that, like, unlike other things, right? This would be the same if there was a similar situation at OVO Fest, right? Mm-hmm. Like, when you're you're not just the headliner. You are the concert. You are the festival. So that's why I get, like, no one's really pointing the blame at other people, because at the end of the day, it seems like it all falls at his doorstep. And it's like, well, maybe you didn't do it, but you're responsible for hiring the people who are meant to do it. And if you didn't hire the right people, then it's all on you. Like, I mean, I can also see that point, bro. Like, I don't know. I know the fan in me is like also coming through in some of these comments. But I was just saying logistically, like, again, I don't think it's on him. And I feel pretty good about, like, I don't think he knew this was happening and like kept fucking performing. I think if he would have known, the show's over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if he would have known, the show would have been over. There's no way in hell that he knew people were dead and just was like, fuck it, no, I need to finish my set. Like, that's just self-destruction at that point. He obviously wouldn't just continue doing it. Nobody's invincible. That's never happened in the history of mankind, where someone just like, yeah, I can get away with 10 people dying and just continue performing like nothing happened. That's just a ridiculous thing to assume.
Which a lot of people are assuming, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And like their only excuse is that you're worshiping him, and that's why you're defending him. But it's like, no, this is just logic.
Yeah, like well, they put like the camera angle, like you said, the one of the video right after he told people to step back. I'm like, so you're thinking because you have a camera phone pointed directly at him that he's looking directly at you? Like, you don't think there's fucking 13,000 other people in that same vicinity doing the same exact thing? Like, yeah, bro, that was a little bit, I don't know. Again, I get it, bro. People want to just make a story and have like their theory be the theory that, you know, cracks the code. But again, dude, I'm sure more information has come out. Again, pray for everyone involved. It was super tragic. Again, I stand by what I think, not unexpected, but tragic nonetheless. So yeah, salute to everyone affected, because that was fucking terrible. The other big thing was the Drink Champs interview, bro. Like with Kanye on Thursday night, I think. Bro, it's wild because that shit dropped. I don't have Revolt TV, so I had to watch it on YouTube when it came on YouTube, like 11 p.m. Eastern. Bro, I was up till 1:30 in the morning watching that shit on a school night. I was like, bro, I'm not missing that. Like, I don't want you to show me like clips on Instagram, and I'm like, I don't get the context. Like, I want to have the full fucking Did you get a chance to watch the whole thing, or was that like kind of in between, like the whole like going to the concert and everything?
No, I watched the whole thing, not like from start to finish, but I caught it like after it was already live for like 30, 40 minutes. And then I went back and watched the first 30, 40 minutes that I missed, but fully entertained the entire time.
Yeah, you know, there's a part also, I don't know if because you've been offline, there's a part. So I have, this is not kind of inside information. So I have, so DJ Effin, who's the co-host with Noriega. So DJ Effin does a podcast with literally one of my closest childhood friends called Fatherhoods. Check them out, by the way, if you're a dad or soon upcoming dad. 3 guys who kind of like always bring up like dad things, but like in a hip hop kind of way. They have like hip hop dads. So it's a cool show. But yeah, so he does the show with DJ Effin. So apparently what happened is that Kanye was there for like 6 hours that day they recorded. And like they finished recording the first session and he just kept kicking it. And they're like, yeah, you want to keep recording? He's like, yeah, why not? So part 2 drops like next week, I heard.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Nice. So there's gonna be a part 2. But I'm like, yo, like, did he go home? They're wearing the same outfits. He's like, nah, bro, he was just there for 6 hours and didn't want to leave. I was like, oh, it's gonna be sick. Because I'm assuming he's gonna be even, that much more drunk, that much more high. So it's gonna be, great. But yeah, dude, wild fucking interview, man. Like all over the place, but you would kind of expect with Kanye, like if he was sober, but then mix weed and booze into it. I'm like, bro, this is gonna, it was the closest thing we've had in a long time to must-watch TV in that moment, right? Because obviously sporting events is different. No one wants to watch a replay of a fucking, game. But as far as like everything else, like, bro, I'll watch it on demand. Whenever I have time in my car, I'll listen to it. This was like, no, I need to watch this shit right now. So what were some of your favorite moments or craziest moments to you?
Favorite moments, I'd have to say the moments when he talks about a lot of the thoughts that I have, like just basically how within the hip hop culture we kind of celebrate a lot of the killing of each other, and how other communities don't have the kind of same perspective or way of resolving issues, and the mentality of the hip hop community and celebrating ownership, how we should celebrate that more, and building each other up instead of tearing each other down. I know those things like tend to sound like just common sense and can have like a preachy tone to it. But I think people like Kanye and others who we look up to within this community definitely need to speak about it more, because for whatever reason these young dudes just don't get it and
I know, aren't trying to hear it.
aren't trying to hear it. And I think as I get older and I hear like there's up and coming drill rappers who I see them being interviewed, and for whatever reason the interviewers are interviewing them as if they're like Gandhi or something, like they're doing something so noble. And I get it, like if you're from the hood and you're making music and that's getting you out, that's fantastic. But I'm like, we're forgetting the whole other side of like people are really dying behind these fucking songs.
Yeah.
And we're acting like getting charting on the Billboard or whatever makes up for it. And I'm just like, this just sounds fucking crazy to me. And it makes it hard for me to even want to hear the music. The same thing you alluded to with Travis, like after the event, it was kind of hard to listen to his releases. Like that's how I'm starting to feel about some of these rappers when I hear like murderous lyrics. I'm like, the beat's dope, but shit, like I don't feel good like reciting what you just said.
Yeah.
So those are my favorite moments, like those gems that weren't necessarily as viral.
Yeah. I agree. One of the, one gem for me, dude, was when Noriega asked him, why did you take Soulja Boy off the verse? And he's like, did you hear the verse? like just fucking shitting on him, dude. Like, oh man, that was like so quick. And I'm like, oh, that's the old Kanye, like just funny and like just, so that was cool. Dude, I really enjoyed the thing about with like the back and forth about Drake. And I did enjoy it and didn't. It also gets you like an insight into, you can also, this was a very enjoyable interview, but you can also tell like kind of the same way, like it's weird to enjoy certain songs. You're like, man, this is like kind of weird. Like, why am I enjoying like music about killing? It was also at times I'm like, yo, why am I also enjoying an interview from a drunken manic depressant? You know what I mean? Like, you can tell this guy has mental issues, right? I think even a phrase he uses, like, I have a gentle mental, like, don't make that, you know, the air horn noise. He said that a couple times. So it's kind of weird though, right? Because we're clearly enjoying this shit. They're enjoying it rightly so. Like, the show is Drink Champs. You're meant to drink and have, like, I'm all for it. But that was also, like, I had to take a moment back. I'm like, yo, why are we kind of like, this is like, I don't know, like, it was weird. Like, it was like if you went to like a mental institution, just gave like a mental patient a bottle of Henny and like, let's see what happens. And I'm like, bro, it's gonna be entertaining, but it's also like, yo, like, should we be doing this? Like
taking advantage of them saying wild shit under the influence.
Like, that was a little bit odd for me. Cause like, and I think that came through a lot on the Drake conversation. So when I love that he admits that, like, yo, give Drake his flowers. He's the greatest rapper alive. Like, all this shit. But then when he starts talking about like how he was genuinely afraid for his life because Drake moved into his neighborhood and he made a song that, like, you know, I took a right. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm at a birthday party and like they're playing this song and I'm like terrified. I'm like, dog, like, maybe you are, bro. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what you were feeling, but I don't think someone who, you know, again, we all have mental issues, so like, let's not kid ourselves. But I don't think someone who's not, you know, diagnosed with something has those thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Drake is playing mental warfare with you, fam. I think he's just super clever with his raps and like knows he can say something to trigger you. Like, I don't, you know, like, I felt bad for him, bro. Like, I was like, damn, bro, if you really felt that way, like, fuck, man, I still root for Drake, but damn, like, I feel bad. Like, yo, get help. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you drinking liquor on a show is probably the best thing for you right now. So that was one thing that stood out for me. I was like, damn, bro, like, I appreciate he can acknowledge, like, yo, Drake's the man, Jay-Z's my boss, and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, damn, bro, you really, like, terrified for your life because he made a song with Travis about, like, in your neighborhood? Like, really?
Yeah, that was weird to me too, especially because first of all, when I first heard that verse from Drake, I had no idea who the fuck he was talking about. And then second, when I heard that it was talking about Kanye, in my mind, I'm like, there's no way Drake is gonna do anything to Kanye, let alone rap about doing it on a song. But then I was like, I don't know, maybe behind the scenes, Drake's homeboy like threatened to shoot him or some shit. Like, I don't know if Kanye is just not taking it too far and giving away details of like actual threats, or if in his mind he's just like, I'm sensitive about what you said and I'm just gonna take it seriously. Which that might have been the
thing
case.
about his even the thing about Kim, bro. Like he really was like, I don't think you fucked my wife, but you're not saying you did it. So I don't like that. And I'm like,
I think it's
like,
the manifestation thing about it. Like, oh, you said it, so now it's still real in my mind.
In my mind.
It exists.
Well, Kanye said it. Drake didn't say it. Like Kanye just said like he thinks you're saying that. So like now that's what it is. I'm just like, bro, like, yeah, that shit really, like you were really sitting down looking at your wife saying, did you fuck this man? And I'm like, bro, you got bigger issues than Drake. If that's your question to your wife, bro. Like, so yeah, like that was the thing. Like, and it was very entertaining. But at some point I was just like, damn, bro, I feel like we shouldn't be really like someone who's like a manic depressant that has mental issues shouldn't just be drinking for 3 or 4 hours and just, you know, talking. Like I enjoyed the fuck out of it, but I was like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah. I think people give him a pass though, because a lot of people do see him as a genius, and all of those dudes kind of had this weird
or eccentric.
Like, whether it's like Elon Musk or I'm losing my train of thought like as other examples, but I think just because of all he's accomplished and continues to accomplish, people don't see him as like inferior or a victim of anything, even if it is mental health.
Right, because he's a
billionaire. He can handle himself.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah. But last I checked, billionaires also have fucking issues, right? Like that's why millionaires fucking kill themselves.
Wants to hear that.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that, bro. But millionaires kill themselves all the fucking time. So
yeah.
But yeah, dude. So I think the biggest one that I wanted to talk to you about was the Big Sean situation, bro. Because he came for our boy, and I was like, fam, like, yo, no. So there was only one jaw-dropping moment for me, and this is because this one. I'll go back to Big Sean in a second. But this one hurt my heart, bro. When they asked him about Swiss Beats or Just Blaze, and he said Just Blaze is a copycat producer, bro, jaw dropped. I'm like, yo, he did not just fucking. And yo, fam, like, I don't know. I love Just Blaze, bro. Like, I can listen to a Just Blaze production catalog for weeks.
Yeah.
So I saw him perform 2 DJ sets in the last 2 years in Wynwood, Miami. Bro, genius. Yeah, so I'm like, fam, like I took that shit personally. I'm like, dog, you're not coming at Just Blaze like this, first of all. So it was cool that that Jay-Z jumped on that Clubhouse the next day and like defended Just Blaze. That was dope, right? Because, you know, Jay-Z's above all this shit. But yeah, dude, how'd you feel about his comments about Big Sean, man? Because I really think they were pretty fucking aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was too far. It's all fine to be like, yo, you know, his career didn't pan out the way I wanted or something, but
which is also a lie.
Super far. Right. And if anything, I mean, judging by our past episodes, any of the listeners know that we think Big Sean has evolved into an incredibly talented artist. Maybe he doesn't have the same catalog as like a J. Cole or Drake, where everyone's talking about which one's a classic and all that. But as far as an artist, I definitely don't see him as like how someone could call him a mistake or like the worst thing they've ever done. And I know he called out the couple tracks like Ass and stuff.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. But he literally said, the reason at my tombstone that I'm here is because I signed. I'm like, bro, wow. Like, that's aggressive, though. Like, there's no way, even in your incoherent, there's no way, though. Like, you're just saying this shit to, like, because you're mad about something else. Like, it's not 100%. The artist. Like, you're not mad at the artist. You're mad at the person. Which could, the same way you were able to, like, remove that from Drake, I think you should give it to someone who literally put millions of dollars in your pocket. Like, that seemed pretty aggressive, bro.
And it's sad too, because the internet will roll with that and then clown Big Sean.
Or keep clowning him, bro. Because I feel like the internet for some reason wants any reason to clown Big Sean.
Especially when someone is loved and revered as Kanye says that shit about you, and who was like your quote unquote former boss or whatever you want to call him, the guy who discovered you. Being let's
pause there. Get out of here, I think that's the biggest thing, bro. That again, so prayers is Big Sean, because I don't know, bro. Like again, when someone gets attacked like that, it seems pretty aggressive that I even take a pause. Like the fact that the guy who for all intents and purposes, you would not be known if it wasn't for Kanye. For that man to say that is fucking wild, bro. So I'm sure like Big Sean laughed it off, but dude, that shit had to make him feel a certain way. It's like, damn, bro, like what are you talking about, bro? Like what? Like so yeah, that dude, I felt bad for him on that comment of like the fact that he discovered him, you know, waited outside the fucking radio station to meet him and freestyle for him and all that shit. And then, dude, after you make tens of millions of dollars off him, you're like, oh, he didn't support me when I was running for fucking office, so fuck him. Like, get out of here, dog.
That's almost like a parent saying to their child that pisses them off, like, I wish you were never born, or like, you were the biggest mistake I made. It's like, first of all, like, you brought me here and gave me this opportunity, and now I piss you off and you regret everything that we every memory and accomplishment we fucking had together. That, like, I'm sure that shit hurt, even though he laughed it off.
Yo, had to hurt, bro. So yeah, man, because I don't think the two are the same. And first of all, I didn't remember whatever comment that John Legend and Big Sean made, but like, bro, I can also remember vividly that all of America didn't even know if Kanye was being serious. So I think a lot of people were just like, no, I'm still voting for Biden because I don't really think this is a thing. You know what I mean? Like, like Jay-Z on his own fucking album, Donda, that came out, what, a month and a half ago, said that, yo, put that red hat away. Like, so like, I don't really know what the fuck you want from us, and especially like your fucking protege. And to just come so aggressive with those comments, bro. I'm like, that you wish you never signed him, that he's the worst thing that ever happened. And dude, like, the comment about like, you really want your first single to be ass, ass, ass. It's like, bro, dude, like, what do you do? Like, come on, man. Like, that song's fire, first of all. Like, that song is fire. Like, what do we, like, so I don't know, man. I just feel like he was reaching on a lot of fucking things.
The ass, ass, ass one, I wasn't too mad at. That was actually before I had, because I saw posts on Instagram, and before I had seen the whole thing, I thought that's all he said about Big Sean. So
that was the least of the things. Yeah.
So I was like, I agree. Like, I don't personally, I know it's dope in the club, but like, if it were up to me to have my legacy be based on.
But that wasn't his lead single, though. That wasn't his lead single.
What was his lead single again?
His lead single was "I Do It," and then Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay, and then "Ass Ass Ass."
Oh, okay, got it. I mean,
so, like,
those
it wasn't
three
his
singles,
lead single, bro.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So yeah, that's why I was like, oh, he's just poking fun at that same song everyone poked fun at.
Yeah, dude. Okay, if it was just that, dude, but it was like, bro,
the career thing is too.
The career thing is
shit,
like,
yeah.
It's like, bro, like, yo, yeah, that has to be like, yeah, like you said, it's like a parent, or like, dude, imagine you meet God and God's like, man, I fucked. Why did I even make you? It's like, God damn, bro, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, entertaining. It was like 2.5 hours. I watched the whole thing, and then I'm sure the rest is gonna be even more entertaining, bro. Because again, they're all gonna be just that much more drunk, and dude, clearly he wasn't holding back on anything, bro. The shit about Kim. And that they're still married, and he doesn't feel safe. He doesn't feel happy that she's out here dating Pete Davidson or whatever. Like, I mean, he's not holding back. So if anything, like, it's a cool, like, you know, little like window into his head. But sometimes I'm like, damn, do we even deserve this? Like, should I even be listening to this? Like,
I do appreciate him being unfiltered, but at the same time, I think some of those comments were just unnecessary. Like, even if it's the truth in his mind.
Yeah, dude. Like, even like, dude. Even going back to the Just Blaze thing, like, it'd be one thing. Dude, if you want to pick another producer over Just Blaze, that's fine. You can just stop the conversation right there and keep it moving. Like, the fact that he went into the whole copycat thing, and then the fact that to bring Just Blaze down, his point was like, well, clearly I'm right. Look at my life compared to his. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, bro, like,
yeah, that's fucked up.
Fam, like, we get you're a billionaire. But like, also, dude, like one of the rules in the Bible is to humble yourself at all times. And it's like, it's always this double-edged sword when you're like a public Christian like that, because then we get too much of an insight. It's like, bro, you're the cockiest human being on the face of this earth. So it's just like a weird thing where you're also like, everything is about God. But then a lot of things you do contradict exactly what God wants most men to do. So it's just like, again, we all contradict. No one's perfect. But I think that's an aggressive one, bro. It's like, you're big upping yourself over someone else by just saying you have more money. Like, okay, bro, like, what does that matter? Like,
and especially because it's not like, last time I checked, Just Blaze wasn't doing press runs and bad mouthing Kanye. So if dear to your heart, you know, like, hey, I'm a billionaire and I made it way further than he's made it. Like, even if he did quote unquote copy you, like, would you give a shit? Because I'm sure a lot of the viewers don't even know who Just Blaze is. The people.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. Like, yeah, like you have to be like a New York head, like actively into hip hop in the early 2000s to even know who Just Blaze is. But yeah, dude. So again, super entertaining, unfiltered. So I mean, these guys always say nothing in interviews, so I guess we can't get mad when they go the other extreme. But yeah, there were a couple of shots he took, no pun intended, that just weren't needed. You know what I mean? It was like, bro, you don't, like, I get it, bro. You're mad at John Legend. Okay, fine, bro. But like, you really need to like, I think he called him like a tap dancing, like, like
he said that he does anything the white people say or something.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I mean, I guess, bro. I get it. I don't think he's wrong, but it's just like, bro, like kind of like the Kevin Samuels thing. I'm like, I feel like there's a way to say this that you're just not thinking of that's super offensive. Like, so I know, but obviously I'm gonna be glued to part 2. Hopefully, I think it might drop this week or next week. But yeah. So shout out to Drink Champs, Noriega, DJ Effin. What an interview! And again, we were just lucky to. I think, dude, it's almost like 8 million views on YouTube. So that's wild.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I had no idea there was more, but super excited.
Yeah. There's a part 2. Bro. Yeah. So again, I'll update you on all things Instagram. I'll let you know when it's safe to come back. So don't worry. Any other topic you want to get into before we get into Heat of the Week?
Nah.
We're good.
Everything popped up.
Yeah, dude, that was everything, bro. That fucking Astroworld thing could have been a 3-hour episode by itself. So, All right, episode 91, baby, almost reaching 100. What is your Heat of the Week?
My Heat of the Week is Mafia by Travis. Obviously,
I wonder if the moment I add it to the music playlist, they're gonna fucking remove it. Like, nah.
Probably. They're gonna start fucking demons. Worshippers are gonna be at your door trying to. But yeah, I don't know. I love the beat. I think when J. Cole comes in and does his little thing on the chorus, it just flows really well. Like the vibe of the song, it's not as like energetic and hype as some of his other tracks. It has a dope like piano sample in it. Absolutely loved it. It's really unfortunate because I only had like 3 hours to enjoy it before motherfuckers started passing out and losing their lives.
Dude, really though, like we literally, there was no time.
There was no time for me to like digest it and enjoy it. And now, to your point, it feels kind of eerie listening to it. Not because I think he's responsible or anything to that degree, but
yeah, dude, I just wasn't in the mood. Like, I was just like, dude, like I was at the gym, so that's where like I go for my like Zen music moments, and I was like, bro, like again, and we're both huge Travis fans, and I was like, man, I can't rock this right now. And I think there was I don't know if you saw the clip. There was a SZA concert on Sunday that I guess the DJ right before she went on started playing sicko mode, and they booed him until he changed it.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Cancel culture, full effect.
Bro, wild.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be wanting to hear that shit like a few.
Yeah, again, for the same reason. Like, I get it. Like, yo, that's just not played out right now. So I get it.
Not to go on a tangent, but really quick, do you think like the other stuff, like the baby with his whole gay rant and all that stuff, do you think this is gonna go away come the beginning of 2022?
Oh yeah, the moment he drops the dope album, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just
yeah, curious. I think there's some artists that were willing to deal with some antics, and the fact that he, reached out to the community and try to apologize, and Kanye put his arm around him. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Word. But again, I think he lost millions in this meantime.
Oh
though.
Hell yeah! Yeah, it's like $100 million lawsuit.
Something, bro. But oh, you mean against Travis?
Yeah. Well, I think combined, like him, his team, like everything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's like insurance for the venue and all that shit. I don't know how much could come out of his own pocket, but yeah, he's losing bags as we speak. So again, he'll be in a good spot though. I think he'll be fine come next year. And I really do think, bro, his shows are going to sell out because the hype is going to be insane. Yeah. Insane, which is just fucking wild. Oh, someone died there? I need 3 tickets. Like that's fucking wild.
Yeah, but it's funny how the human mind works. People are like, oh, that's lit. Like,
that's lit
than that.
Yeah, I got to see that shit from my balcony 30 feet away. Like,
no lie, I saw a comment, because there was people dancing on the fucking like ambulance cart and stuff. Yeah. Someone was like, I'm not gonna lie, like this looks so lit, I wouldn't mind dying there. Like I literally saw that comment and like people in it were like, yo, low key though. Like, yes.
Like, yo, low key that fire. But yeah,
not to be disrespectful.
We're all going to hell.
Though.
Yeah, rest in peace to them. But cool. So Mafia, that song was your Heat of the Week?
Yeah.
Was Escape playing good? Because I didn't get a chance to hear that one.
It was good, but it wasn't like that. It just wasn't like a unique enough track that I wanted from him. It was high. I'm sure it sounds great live, but like Mafia is just more my vibe. Got it.
Cool, man. Cool. I already added that one to the playlist, so we're good there. Dude, for me, so actually I have like a side note. I brought this up last week, but then I saw A$AP Rocky at Complex Con, and I know he just dropped Long Live A$AP. It's finally on all the streaming platforms. Bro, like it's funny how like the universe works out when we just were talking about him being the next guy up. 3 weeks ago? And again, I'm not saying that Travis out the picture now. It's all perfect for him to take over, right? But I do appreciate that, like, I think more people are going to realize just what a treasure A$AP Rocky is as an artist. Because, bro, I went through that Long Live A$AP Rocky playlist over the weekend. Bro, that shit is flawless, dog. Like, flawless. And I forgot that he was like one of the first like hit New York artists to really use that chop and screwed, Houston technique on a lot of his songs, and it shit just sounded amazing. So yeah, man. So I'm really glad that he headlined Complex Con and he just dropped this, and obviously he's dating Rihanna, so he's back in the limelight. So yeah, man, I really think his next album might be like another resurgence in his own like career, because a lot of things are lining up very well for him right now.
For sure. And yeah, the timing is crazy because he's one of those artists that people were basically saying Travis was his son, and it makes sense because he has the Houston influence. They both have that like Houston chopped and screwed sound. I think Travis is actually from Houston.
Yeah.
So it's and they have the similar braids. I think they had a little beef going on because people kept calling Travis A$AP. So it's wild that the timing worked out this way. There's literally a video of Travis like walking to some club and a fan's like, yo, A$AP, and he's like, and then Travis turns around and is like, don't fucking call me A$AP, and then he just walks back in. So clearly there's like this odd similarity that makes the timing that much stranger.
Timing is wild, bro. The fact that we not predicted this but said this like 4 and it's like, not saying it's gonna happen, but again, I think a lot of things are lining up that A$AP is gonna have a nice little, resurgence career, which again, I think he deserves because he's a super talented fucking artist. Dude, for me, man, Heat of the Week, no surprises if you listened to this podcast for the last couple of years. Dude, Amine, bro, I could put every fucking song on that mixtape on this fucking playlist, but I won't do it to you guys because I don't want to overwhelm you. But he dropped that 2.5 mixtape. I told you I didn't listen to it on Friday. I was waiting to go to the gym. Bro, like, I don't even know where to start. One, you'll see, no pun intended in a second. The one song that I'm like, besides Charlamander, which I'll give you I promise I will give the reason why, or do research why he named it that name. But dude, Neo, like, bro, that song Neo on this fucking mixtape is phenomenal, bro. Like, phenomenal. First of all, I love that every song is just fun. Like, this song, you need to be under the influence of something that's not alcohol. Like, it's just like this, the tempo's fun. I love that he really challenges his art, like his listeners to like go on this journey with him, like of different, like it's all hip hop, right? But like different kind of hip hop, right? Like his first shit was more grimy. His Limbo was more like in depth and like psychological. And this is just like, yo, I'm on drugs. Let's have a fucking time for. Dude, the album's only 27 minutes long. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And
like
the intro like sets the stage for that too with that one guy. He's like, if you're depressed, if you're this, like, let's like fuck all that shit. And then
and dude, what I love about that one guy that he has him like on a lot of his like skits and videos is that he's a young gay black dude, right? And that's like Amine saying, bro, like this is just fucking entertaining. So I don't go fuck if he's gay, straight, or whatever, right? So I just love that he's like always just like himself. But dude, if you want to have a good time for half an hour or play that shit over and over again, bro, that entire fucking EP is phenomenal, dog. Like, but Neo to me was one of multiple standout tracks. Like, let me just fucking go through real quick.
I gotta listen to Neo again.
Dude, Neo is a banger, dog. Neo, the song called Diddy Dum Dum, like he's talking about like beating up a drum. So like that's fire. Twisted's fire. Van Gogh is fire.
Van Gogh,
bro,
definitely added that.
Bro, I was like, this dude is fucking it's wow. Yeah, dude, the album was literally 12 songs in 27 minutes, and it's just
That's
like
my style.
Bro, phenomenal. Like, bro, phenomenal. Like, dude, kudos to him. I'm glad it was short, so that makes me think that he's probably working on like a proper album. But yeah, dude, it was something to keep the listeners, dude, he kind of dropped limbo and disappeared for a year, which again, everyone's entitled to. The album was very successful for him. So I know he made a lot of money off that. But so I watched the interview to kind of go back to last week's episode where I said, where you were trying to figure out if Charmander was based off the Pokemon character or just like, a random thing. So he said he was high off a bunch of drugs in a cabin, chilling with his producer. And then once the song finished, like he finished recording it, he was like, what should we name it? And then he's like, I don't fucking know. And then he's like, what's your favorite Pokemon? And he's like, I don't know, man, the Red Dragon one. Oh, Charmander. All right, cool. Let's name it that. I was like, bro, fuck, that's exactly what Blair thought it'd be like. Like it doesn't make sense, but it kind of makes sense. So like,
yeah,
it was dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I think I was saying last episode because I noticed this trend because I obviously have to name my song something, and I noticed the trend of back in the day, like if you heard the person repeat something over and over, you're like,
it'd
oh,
be a
that's
lyric.
the name.
Yeah.
And now it's like the chorus will say fucking, I don't know, smoke blunts like 1,000 times, but the song's called like Butterflies or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck did this even happen? But I think it's artists like experiences like this that you might not hear about unless you watch an interview or something.
Totally. But yeah, so definitely go check out check out the Travis Scott, check out the Amine album. You won't be disappointed. Both things added to the Spotify and Apple playlist.
For sure.
Cool, my brother. Long episodes today, but I love it. Got some things off our chests. Always a good thing. So let the people know what we got going on, where to buy the merch. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So as far as what we got going on, obviously episode every week. Fridays, we also have a couple interviews lined up. We don't have the exact dates yet, but you will get something, I believe, before the end of the year.
At least two. At least two.
So be on the lookout for that. And as far as the merch and just everything else, head over to audio-theory.com. You can check out the Apple Music and Spotify playlists, as well as the merch, the episodes, our socials, everything. So peep that, share it. Again, the merch is super comfortable. I have to buy more because I only have the blue one right now, but definitely fire.
Yeah, definitely fire. Super comfortable. Everyone, who buys one is happy. My girl was actually FaceTiming one of her friends, and they were like, yo, where the fuck you get that? And like, oh, it's Danny's thing. Go buy it. Like, yo, like, so yeah, dude, it's the logo is just so attractive that it brings you in, and then you can promote the podcast while rocking it. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Sweet, my brother, man. Love you. We'll be in touch. I'll keep you updated on what's happening in the metaverse, and be safe.
For sure. Peace.
Peace.